What is your advice for people who are trying to get into the business side of music?
I think it's patience. One, two. I think the new business, the jobs that are going to be there are the ones you create.
Yeah.
All these new things out there, technologies, just utilizing them and thinking how they're going to work in the future. And then eventually, you do it for love of music, most of you guys right now, but eventually how you can monetize it at some point.
Out here in Las Cruces, we're pretty much out in the middle of nowhere, and our neighboring city, El Paso, has a very small scene, and Las Cruces doesn't really have a scene at all. So what ideas or tips do you have to start up a scene?
Well, I mean, and that's what I hope by bringing the Warped Tour here, that it inspires you guys to pull a scene together. I think in small steps, having the local stage out there is, we don't do that at every show.
Yeah.
So letting you guys do that kind of hopefully pulls it together. I know that right now I think the electronic's pretty popular down here.
Yeah.
So there's some festivals popping up with that. But, it's a constant work. It constantly work. And I don't know if that scene, will ever become huge as a destination, but I think you guys could probably convince 3 or 4 bands, 5 bands to stop here if you found a place for them to play.
Yep.
Do you guys do some shows here? Or?
Occasionally, yeah. I mean, Taking Back Sunday just came to El Paso not too long ago.
Right,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so it's starting up, but it's very slow, as music is.
It starts and stops.
Yeah. If a place has a scene but a small one, what do you recommend on how to get it bigger?
Well, one I recommend is not the backstabbing I see a lot goes on in local scenes. I think, that's just such a detriment, and that's what we've really, tried to, push out here on Warp, that you're all musicians. And I've been pushing that for like 3 years, and I think you really see it now. Like, everyone's hanging out, everyone gets along great, they're supporting each other. You got people like T Mills supporting Mod's son, who the guys in Memphis Mayfire are hanging out with, and Memphis Mayfire, and then, you've got those kind of things where, you're all fans of music. You're all musicians, and to get through these times when music is hard, it's going to take. You can't have those backbiting moments.
And speaking of that, I get the impression from other interviews that you really value things like hard work, positivity, charity, and community. What do you think is the key to your success?
Well, I think it's those things and realizing what hard work was. I mean, I'm tired today. We had a really hard working show yesterday. It was a new venue, a new place, but we were all going, God, it just you got to get out there and work. And I think I saw a lot of these crew and a lot of these bands saw me out there yesterday, and they see it too, and they don't mind, and they jumped in and helped out, and that's what it really is. It's hard work. But when you do have a bit of a success, and I've had some success, is remember where you came from. And I think by just channeling that into like Music Cares right now, it's crazy how the artists are helping, and everyone's hey, we had a poker game last night, $20 to Music Cares, or did this, and it really goes back to help, and we are making a difference.
Yes.
And we can inspire you guys in your communities. It takes a few people attracting a few more people, attracting a few more people. I know I'm not saying anything revolutionary or new, but really I believe in that.
Yeah. How does someone get to where you are and help bands get on tour?
Well, I think where they get to where I'm at, it's been over 30 years of hard work to get here. Understanding, what everyone's jobs are here and appreciating them, and I don't know, I still, I guess, when I look back, in some ways that maybe I don't know, I'm lucky to get to keep doing what I'm doing. It's just that the physical side of this is getting harder and harder. Being out on the road, and tonight I have to jump on a plane and fly back to Mayhem for the start of that, and then I fly back out to Warped Tour later in the day. So I've got a long week ahead of me, and the body, and you get frustrated with that. But till then, I'll hopefully come out here and be somewhat of a good positive leader for these kids out here. I think they do appreciate it.
What keeps you going? Like, it's a hard job. You've done it for 30 years.
Well, I love music. I still love music. I love writing by. Now, it's the same passion we used to have for punk rock. These kids have for Pierce the Veil or Miss May I. And I see you guys out there, and you guys are going through the same things we were all going through. So if I can also give you a day where you're having, I think, genuinely a lot of fun out here at Warped Tour. One, if you're having a lot of fun, you're open to learning new things, whether that's the sound of a new band or getting involved in a lot of the nonprofits or the eco programs or anything else out there. And ultimately, I charge a very fair price for this ticket for what I deliver. And, I have 2 daughters I have to raise. I don't have enough money to retire.
Yeah.
And I'd probably go stir crazy in 6 months anyhow. So, it's great. I have my daughter out here working with me this summer, and she's doing great out here, DJing right now in the Silent Disco tent. But it's nice. It's nice right now. It's nice. It's just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now for a funny question. Would you rather be invisible or be able to read minds?
Oh, I think I'd like to be invisible. I think invisible is better. Reading minds, I don't think so. You really don't want to do that, because I think a lot of people, if you're reading minds all the time, I think things that go through people's minds, they don't even know what's going through them a lot of the time. So you would be passing judgments on people or perceiving things that were just flows, train of thought. But invisible, you could really, it'd be amazing out here to be invisible and see what goes on.
Yeah.
So I think everyone changes as soon as I walk up.
Yes.
They all start,
Yeah.
they act a little.
Well, you're the boss, so
yeah,
that's
they
what
act a little
happens.
more, better behavior.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.